Welcome to Poppy Hill Designs. Today I'll show you how to make these Kaleidoscope Christmas trees using Dazzling Reflections software. So I have Dazzling Reflections open, and you can see all the templates are to the right and the two photographs that I'll be using are to the left of the screen. The best templates for this are KS01 and KS02. This will give the Christmas tree a rounded base. If you prefer a straight edge, use KS10 or KS11, and this will result in a straight edge. For the demonstration, I'll be using KS01, so I'm going to click on it once to select it. Then I'm going to go over to my photograph, double-click it quickly, then click on the master segment and move that photograph into the segment. So when I release, you can see I've got my kaleidoscope already made. Now let's go down to the bottom of the kaleidoscope, because this is actually the orientation that your Christmas tree will be. So imagine this line right here that separates the segment is this one here and this one here, and then you've got one in the middle. So these two mirror images are what's going to make the tree. So as I look closely at these pieces, I can see that the beads are not orientated the way I would like them, and neither are the ornaments. Everything's upside down. So the first thing we need to do is correct that. So I'm going to go back up to the master segment, click on it to activate it. Now to rotate the image, you could click on any of the corners, hold with the mouse, and then drag it straight down, and that will rotate it. A quick shortcut is to right-click with your mouse and hold, and perform that same action. So just pull straight down, and this will rotate the image for you. Then I'm going to right-click, and it will update the kaleidoscope. I need to increase the size, so I'll do that using the black box. And it's very important that you completely fill the segment for this project. So I'm going to position this right here. Now let's take another look at how the beads are orientated. Let's see if any of the ornaments overlap the line. So this one does right here, but it actually looks okay because it looks like a whole sphere, so a whole ornament. And I like how this ornament is situated as well. So if I click in the white space, we'll go down to these bottom two segments again. This way I can see what my finished tree is going to look like. And that looks pretty good. Everything is set pretty much the way I would like it. So the next step is to print this. To do that, go up to the printing screen. It's this icon right here. And we've got it set, it defaults to 8 inches, but as you know, you can resize this to any size you like. The formula to get the tree size that you want is print the kaleidoscope to twice the size of the finished tree. So for example, if I print this at 8 inches, when I cut them apart, it's going to give me 8 4-inch trees. If I wanted a 3-inch tree, I would print it at 6 inches, and that would give me 8 3-inch trees. So I'm going to go ahead and print this image right here, and then I'll show you how to cut it. So here's the printed kaleidoscope, and you can see the first one is on the page, and you would just simply cut around the edge. Then you would look at the edge of the kaleidoscope, and it's pretty easy to tell by the pattern where you would cut. So you'll just do one straight cut from the top of the kaleidoscope to the bottom. Then you'll take that piece, cut that in half again, and you can see that we did it at the gold ornament on the first cut, and then the gold ornament on the second cut. And then once you have that cut, you'll take that quarter piece and then cut that in half again. So that will give you 4 slices, or 4 pieces. And then you would do the exact same thing to the other side, and that would yield the 8 kaleidoscope trees. Now I'd like to make a Christmas tree using a different template and also a kaleidoscope image. So you can see the kaleidoscope right here. I had made this before, exported it as a JPEG, that way I can bring it back into Dazzling Reflections and kaleidoscope a kaleidoscope. To learn how to do that, watch the video tutorial making kaleidoscope backgrounds. So I'll click on KS10 This is going to give the Christmas tree base a straight edge. Double click on the kaleidoscope, and you can see here everything looks really good. It's a beautiful design. But when I look at these two bottom pieces, it looks good. This would make a pretty tree, so it would be from this point to this point. But I think I want to make some changes. So I'll click on the active segment. I can increase the size, click in the white space, and then I can look at these two bottom pieces, and that looks better. Maybe move it over just a little bit more. And great, I like the way that this looks right here. Got a nice little bit of gold at the top. The ornament looks like one ornament rather than two. And of course we've got all the symmetry from the kaleidoscope. So you would treat this just like you did the previous one. Send it to the printing screen and print it double the size of the tree that you want. So 8 inches would give you a 4-inch tree, 6 inches would give you a 3-inch tree. For this particular template, we do need to cut it differently than the circle one. So if you look at the drawings here, you can see that I've made my first cut at the point, gone all the way across, cut that in half, so that gives me the 2/4. Then you take the quarter piece and cut that in half, yielding the 4 Christmas trees. And this, if you make the cuts at those points, you'll get the straight edge bottom. Then you would just cut the other side of the kaleidoscope the same way, and that would yield the 8 trees. So here are 2 examples using the kaleidoscopes that I showed you. The first tree has the rounded edge bottom, and that's made from the circle kaleidoscope. And the second one, or the gold tree, is made from the 8-sided kaleidoscope. If you'd like to make your Christmas tree card 3-dimensional, you can try this technique. I took the same kaleidoscope image, printed it 3 times, one at 7 inches, one at 5 inches, and one at 3 inches. Then I cut them apart as demonstrated before, put them on some sticky back paper and added some glitter to the edges, and then I aligned them all at the bottom and stacked them up using foam tape in between the layers. So you can see the glitter layers, that really adds a lot of sparkle, or you can do it where you maybe just have the bottom layer has the glitter and then you leave the other 2 plain. So let me show you a couple of other options. In this example, I've taken all 3 pieces and aligned them so they stack up at the top. So that gives it a different layered look. And I really like the way the glitter looks on this one. It really gives the illusion of different tiers on the Christmas tree. On this final example, I've taken all the pieces and just centered them. So you can see by adding the glitter, it really breaks them up, or you can leave them without the glitter on the edges, and that truly does give it some depth and a 3D illusion. I hope you've enjoyed this video tutorial. If you'd like to find out more about Dazzling Reflections Kaleidoscope software and our other products, please visit our website, www.poppyhilldesigns.com.